Mr. Majority Leader, thank you so much for being with us. Help us understand where we stand today in these negotiations between Russia and Ukraine.
Well, I think they're just that, Will. And by the way, congratulations on the show. Great to be with you. But I think that the administration wants to bring this war to an end. And I think that's what we all desire to achieve. We want peace. And clearly, it is a process. The conversations and discussions are underway. And I think we're all hopeful that they can come to a resolution that protects Ukraine's sovereignty and ends the war with Russia in a way that makes the entire region and our European allies in that area more secure.
You know, I'm looking at some of the comments made over the past really 24 hours where Zelensky accuses President Trump of existing within a disinformation bubble. President Trump posted that he was a moderately successful comedian and had slipped into dictator style with no elections in Ukraine. What does this mean, though? Ukraine and Zelensky are not part of the current status of negotiations. That's the U.S. and Russia. That said they will be brought in. But if their relationship is like this, what does that mean about the prospect for peace?
Well, I think partly, again, it is part of a longer process. And eventually, my assumption is that Ukraine will be brought in. And I assume some of our European allies will be at the table as well. I think that's, in the end, that's something that clearly will have to happen. But in the meantime, as the negotiations get underway, I think it is simply, right now, the give and take that occurs, the back and forth that occurs in a situation like this, where the stakes are really high. I mean, you're talking about a war that's been going on for 3 years. It's a horrific war, a lot of casualties, and I think everybody wants to see it come to a peaceful conclusion. That starts by at least engaging in conversations. Maybe the rhetoric's a little hot to start with, but at the end of the day, I think people are going to judge this by the result, and hopefully they will get to a conclusion that results in a peaceful outcome in that region.
Well, Senator, I know you're familiar with the back and forth. I know you're familiar with the negotiation. You're going through some of that right now when it comes to the budget process that includes President Trump. In the Senate, it appears you guys are set to vote on a, I believe I have this correct, Senator, but a two-track deal, a two-track budgeting process. But in the House, they want to put forward a big, beautiful bill in what has been asked for by President Trump. I saw media reports where you said President Trump endorsing the House bringing this forward first took you a bit by surprise.
Well, right. I mean, there was, obviously we've been trying to, as best we can to work closely with the White House, with our counterparts in the House. But you got to remember, Will, you've got folks here who are all heading to the same destination. And, how we get there tactically doesn't change the strategic objective, and that is to get the president the tools that he needs to accomplish his agenda. What we're trying to do here in the Senate right now does achieve that with respect to the border, which is his #1 priority. He needs resources to be able to do the things he needs to do with respect to securing the border and implement his immigration policy, rebuilds our military, and restores American energy dominance. Those are 3 issues that we think are critically important to the president. I think he does prefer, he's made it very clear, one big beautiful bill, and we'd love to achieve that as well. And if the House can produce a bill next week that deals with the tax pieces of this, components of it, I expect at some point this is all going to merge, and we're all working in the same direction, we're all headed to the same outcome, and that is to allow the president to deliver on the agenda that he campaigned on and that the American people, I think, expect him to deliver on.
Okay, I want to move to this. FBI Director nominee Kash Patel, he has advanced through committee, and he has gained key support from another GOP senator, that's Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. You have, and I think laudably it should be pointed out here, you have ushered in cabinet nominations for President Trump at a record pace. You have far outpaced, I think, any presidency dating back to Barack Obama in terms of the number of nominees confirmed at this point in a president's administration. You have managed to get all of these through. How has that happened? How have you got every Republican on board with people like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, that probably weren't shoo-ins to get across the finish line?
In the end, it's always, well, as you know, a team effort, and we've had really good cooperation among our colleagues for the most part when it comes to getting the entire team in place, and Kash Patel's no exception. Tomorrow we'll vote to confirm him as director of the FBI. and that'll put us at a level that goes, we haven't seen this number of folks get confirmed in this short of a time literally since 2001. So it's been 25 years through multiple different administrations. And again, that's just grinding it out. That doesn't, the Democrats have been, they're using dilatory tactics, everything they can to slow it down and block, but we just keep bearing down, and that's what it takes. And in the end, I'm very happy that the President's team is going to be in place, because again, what we want to see happen is we want to be good partners in helping him achieve his agenda for the American people. And that starts with having the right people in the right places at the right time. And obviously, every day that goes by and we get another one or another two confirmed, he gets closer to that goal. And that, again, that's not just good for Republicans in Congress, for the President of the United States. That's good for this country, because the things that he campaigned on are the things that the people that he gets in these key positions are going to be working to implement day in and day out.
What should we expect on the vote for Kash Patel?
Well, that'll happen tomorrow. He'll get confirmed, and hopefully with a good, strong vote. I never, promise or make any assertions with respect to where our whip counts are, but we've had some close ones, obviously. But at the end of the day, we've been able to hold together and unify as a team, and I think largely that's attributable to a belief that most of our members hold, that if we're going to be successful and get the things done that we want to get done for the American people, it starts with getting the team on the field. And so we've had good success with that, but we aren't done yet, and we're going to continue to grind it out, notwithstanding the considerable opposition the Democrats are trying to put up.
Okay, we'll be watching that tomorrow, the confirmation of Kash Patel. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Will. Great to be with you. See you.
Okay, you bet.